snow, one horse open sleigh. O'er the fields we go, laughing all the way. Bells on bobtail ring, making spirits bright. What fun it is to ride and sing a sleighing song tonight. Oh, jingle bells,
Let's go fishing.
Let's go fishing.
I'm on a mission.
I'm on a mission.
It's so pretty, I'd sure hate to waste this chance. We'll find us a shady little spot, not too cool, not too high.
Junior and Justin, look at here, guys. They figured them out today. Did you figure them out today?
Oh yeah.
I'm telling you right now. What a mess, guys. What a mess of fish. Yep. So they're hitting, but they won't tell me what they caught them on. It's a deep, deep, deep secret, guys.
We caught him on Coors Light.
Coors Light, guys.
That's what he caught him.
Guys, stop in with that big crappie at Gary's Tackle and weigh it in for a $25 gift. It was foggy this morning, guys. When I put in, it was really foggy. And some of the boats were courteous and some of them are running in that fog wide open. But what that fog done was it created like a, I don't know, that cloud cover. I mean, the cloud cover for all morning. For about 2 hours, that fog was heavy and the bite was on. The crappie really turned on with that fog, you know. And it just, and they were, I can tell you, I only measured maybe three fish and maybe threw that many of them back. The rest of them were big old males and females, guys. They were really nice crappie. There were several people out. As you seen on the beginning of it, there was a lot of boat trailers up in the parking lot. But I didn't see much of them. Most of them went out in the lake and fishing for their jigging. They're catching them out there in the reeds, jigging pretty good. I mean, you know, that bite's turned on too. That wind was coming right straight down the canal, and it was kind of hard to keep the boat under control, you know, because it was blowing the back end around, and I'll tell you how good it was hitting. There was a couple times I had fish on, and I just set the other pole down in the water with about 3 foot of line out, and I'd look over there and shoot, they'd come up off the bottom down there and grab it. You didn't have to throw it out there no more than 10 feet, and they'd nab onto it, you know. But I got to talk to some other people down there that doing some trolling, and they were having some success too. As you seen there in the first of it, them 2 young men had a pretty good mess, and I talked to another couple guys down there, and they had a pretty good mess, you know. So the bite was on. Yeah, I took them ones home yesterday that I filleted them out. I had a limit yesterday and took them out and filleted them out, and I give them away to some of the people in here that can't get out and fish. And they like fish, and I wasn't going to keep them this morning. I thought, you know what, I'm not going to keep them. I'm just going to catch them to have some enjoyment. But I started catching them, and I got into that greedy mode. You know what I'm saying? I started throwing them back in the live well. Started clicking them, and within an hour and a half I had 25 pretty nice fish. But yeah, it was I get to thinking about it, but that's it. I'm not keeping them more. I don't need any more. I just give them away, you know, and throw them back in there, let them go on up the stream there and do their spawn thing. You can see that they were hitting pretty good. I mean, I'd no more than get one in, and on the other side it'd go off, and it was pretty intense, you know. So yeah. There at one time I caught 2 at one time there. I mean, and they're 2 big ones. I mean, they were good fish. I thought, what in the world? I got a bass on or something here. But it turned out to be a crappie, and they can both come up to strike on the spinner, and what they done, one grabbed it and the other one struck at it. I was trying to get it from the other one. He got caught in the gills in the line, and I was reeling it in. I thought, how in the world do I have two fish on this one line when there's only one hook on it? Oh, that's how it was. There was one had his gills left in the line, so there's another one on there. It's just, yeah, that's a small one. You can tell how I'm reeling it in pretty fast. It's not very big, but yeah, it's 10 inches, but it ain't. Them ones up there about 12 inches. You just don't reel men like that. They'll fight and go down. Like I said yesterday, you just don't pull them in. You got to kind of pump them a little bit to get them in there. You can see it's almost 10 o'clock and it's still foggy down through there. So I had to kind of rely on my ears to hear what's going on, because you can't see down there. And like I said, some of them guys and them bass boats with 250s on them, they'll do 70 mile an hour and they're on you before you can do anything. And I try to get to the bank as quick as I can because I don't want to get run over. But it's kind of interesting. People, when they get into a boat, they just become a different person. They just get really, really aggressive. So, and it don't matter what kind of boat it is. I was watching there today. Pontoon boats went past me, wide open and making wakes. And we had some 60-horse John boats go past me, and right out by my rods. But yeah, people just become a different animal when they get out there on the water out on a boat. Same way with the ramp. I mean, the ramp. I mean, it's interesting to watch human nature, you might say. Everybody's in a big hurry to get in. Okay, get in the water and run down. The lake ain't going nowhere, guys. It's still there, and the fish will be there tomorrow and the next day after that. But you couldn't tell it by the guys putting in. They're going like wildfire to get down there to fish. And then when they're taken out, there's the same way. I mean, they're in a big hurry to take out. I mean, on the ramp, it's just, I don't know. It's not so much. It's kind of the out-of-towners. I mean, they're the worst of the bunch. I mean, from doing that. So you need to be careful and try to keep your cool. But it's hard sometimes. I mean, because it's a knockdown, drag-out fight, especially on the ramp sometimes. Just people are in a big hurry all the time. Just kind of crazy, to tell you the truth. If you just go down there, if you want to have some enjoyment, go down there on the ramp, one of them ramps, Scott Driver or Okeechobee or any of them, on a Saturday morning and just watch the circus. It's really a circus. I started out with green chartreuse, and when I'm usually catching them on, bubblegum and chartreuse. It didn't seem like it was having as much luck on it as I did the day before, because I was catching them on bubblegum and chartreuse and blue and chartreuse the day before. But I thought, man, I'll switch over because it's dark. It's still, down there it's dark yet, so I switched over to black and blue. I had to vary my speed, because the wind was a big factor this morning. It was going down this, towards the lake, and I had to slow way down, and sometimes I even had to just shut it clear off because it was blowing me about 1 mile an hour, and you don't want to go very much faster than that, and I just try to maintain that. And every once in a while I'd get two fish on both sides, and I'm trying to fight it, and then the wind will kick me sideways, take me over to one side of the bank, and then I have to try to adjust where I can get it in and try to keep that boat from going into the bank. And you don't want to get too far and close to the bank because you'll get tangled up real bad. But yeah, it's just it's a pretty simple way to catch a fish. But if the wind's blowing like that, it really has a big effect on your speed. You got to kind of just for that. But then I went down there and I got tired of fighting it a little bit. And I went down there and just made a turn, come back around, and then they had the wind coming to my face, and it was easier to maintain my position in the water, you might say, because it wasn't so much where it was pushing my back in or trying to push it around to the front of me. So yeah, it was just a better way of fishing with this fog and everything else. But early this morning, I mean, I could hear them coming from the ramp. I mean, they were coming pretty good. And it's usually the bass boats, because the bigger boats, like, you know, they don't go 70 miles. But them bass boats, they're always in a hurry. I don't know why, but I'd have to get over to the ramp and get over to the side real quick. But I switched around here in a little bit and started towards the wind. That helped me tremendously. Some of them guys with the bigger boats, they were struggling a little bit. They tried to keep maintaining it. I mean, I looked like a snake going down through the canal there. And that one guy come past me there, and I told him, man, you need to take me down there to the end of the canal where it meets the lake, and just turn around and start back up in the wind, and you'll be able to control it a lot better. And I think he did, because he never come back up, so he must have been catching fish down there. So yeah, just there's a lot of different factors. I mean, you gotta maintain that speed, guys. You gotta keep that speed. You don't want too fast.
Morning so far, guys. I'm catching. I think I've only caught 2 short fish. The rest of the 7 of them have been keepers. It's foggy. We got a cold front coming in tonight, so I might be putting on the old feed set. The wind's starting to blow pretty good too.
Guys and gals, I want you to watch them mafia rods. I mean, they had a lot of rods in there when I was getting ready to start trolling, and I had different ones, but you don't want something stiff. I'm not bound by ACC rods. They're too stiff for this. They really are. They're too stiff for the bite. These rods are made for trolling, guys. I'm telling you right now, these mafia rods are made for trolling. They got that soft touch, and you just watch me. When I got one on there, it bends. See how it bends? It's bending almost clear back, almost to the handle. And that way, when that fish initially strikes that thing, it's like I've always said, it's like tying a line to a willow over there, and they come up and grab it on that willow, grab the bait on that willow, and that willow just keeps giving with them. But it's got enough backbone. When you get a big one on, you can reel it in like that one right there. So they're well worth their money. I would strongly recommend you get a couple of them if you want to do this trolling, or even minion. I mean, they're good for minion. I mean, because like you said, you don't want to jerk their heads off. You want to set the hook, but you want a little bit of give when you set that hook. And I like the 9 and 10 footer for jigging, just out there jigging for them. That 9 and 10 footer is just ideal for jigging. I mean, I don't like anything a lot bigger than 9 or 10 foot, because it's just too hard to handle. But I like that 9 and 10 footer where you can keep control of it. So, but you need to check them mafia rods out. I mean, they sell them up and down the coast here, but I think I know Garrett's Tackle is the biggest distributor of them. But they're just good all around crappie rod. They really are. Ladies, you need to stop in at Garrett's Tackle this coming week, right before Christmas, because they're having some specials on some of the stuff in there, and they've got everything in there for the outdoorsman, your man or your guy. You want to buy something outdoors for your girl. I mean, they've got turkey calls. They got, I mean, the world famous Palomito turkey calls, and they've got, cameras. I mean, you got the cameras. They also got scopes. They got about anything you want for tree stands, feeders, and they've also got scents in there for you, like a doe scents. But anything a guy wants for the outdoors, Garrett's got it in there. For your hunting, whether you're hog hunting, whether you're gator hunting, turkey hunting, deer hunting. They've pretty well got it all covered in there at the Garrett's Tackle Shop. You need to stop in there and see what they got. Of course, you know about their fishing. They've got everything for the crappie and bass, and they've got saltwater stuff in there, and catfishing, pan fishing, crickets. They've got, and the shiners. They really do have the best shiners for shiner fishing. Mr. Mike gets them for them, and they're really lively, and he takes care of them. And when they get them in there, they're ready to fish with. If you ever got shiners that you go out there and they make two wiggles and they're dead, you know what I'm talking about, because they're expensive. I mean, they're $24 a dozen, and you want shiners that'll catch you fish, and that they really do have the best shiners on South Florida.
Little guy. He's a good one, guys. We got a fish on here, guys. I seen that one bounce. Just picked it up and went with it. Just picked it up and went with it, guys. Fish on, my man. Fish on. Well, he's clear over on the other side. Shit, probably get clear over there.
Watch the graph, guys. I'm see how they're on that break right there coming off the bank on both sides. Watch how it'll swing out into the middle a little bit, and a lot of them fish are right in the middle. But I'll go down through there, and you'll see. I'll go a good ways sometimes, 30, 40 yards, not see anything, and all of a sudden, there'll be fish on that graph, and them's all crappie. I mean, there's maybe a few bass there, but 90% of them crappie this time of year, and it don't, and it'll pick it up, and then you can just, this Lowrance live target just helps you stay in the crappie, and you can tell what size they are by, by the measurement of the fish in there. If you look at them, you can tell whether they're big fish or not, and all of them are pretty good size. I mean, they're keeper fish. I mean, there's some small ones, but 9% of them are big old females and males coming in there. You can tell it too on the screen there if you just kind of zoom in there and look at it. Yeah, I put contrast almost clear up on my Lowrance so I can see what's going on, and that makes a difference. And I like the palettes. I like that color right there. I don't like the real dark blues or anything. I like the lighter colors there because it seems like, for me, I'm colorblind. I mean, I'm pretty bad colorblind. I thought I was marrying a white woman and ended up she's Native American. She was red as can be. I didn't know that. I thought she was white, but I'm colorblind. That's just the way it is. But she's all right. She's all right. She can, I don't mind being married to a Native American. Yeah, that's okay. She's been a sweetie pie. But yep, that's how important that Lowrance is. It'll show you what's going on. You can see that fog cover. It's still pretty bad down through there. I'm just going back and forth catching fish. I mean, go from one side to another, and yesterday I broke off a good bit, and I had to come home. And I'm getting ready to put some new line on some of my reels because, like I said, I got a trip in the morning. I got to replace the line. I didn't break off on snags, but the fish would just come across the lines and get tangled up. Especially if you got a bass on there or a pretty good sized crappie. He'll go 100 mile an hour towards the bank, and he'll go across your lines. If he's out there on the outer one, he'll go across all 6 lines, and you just got to pull him in, cut him off, and retie him, which I'm pretty good at because I get a lot of practice of it because I'm either tangled up sometimes or that's just part of trolling. You're going to get tangled up, and plus you're going to get snags once in a while, but, that's just part of trolling. But it puts fish in the boats, guys, and anybody can do it. I can take, old people like me and catch them, or I can take a person that's never ever fished before and they can catch them. I mean, it's just a good way to catch crappie. That and minis, but this artificial trolling, it's about the easiest and the best way to catch crappie.
Another one on, guys. Got another one on here, guys. Fish on, guys. Fish on. This fog's acting like cover. I think this is a good one. He's staying down a little bit. He's staying down a little bit. Yeah, he's not bad. He's not bad. He's not bad. heckin' small. There's another one. Little guy. Little guy. I think he might be bigger than that. Got two on here, guys. I got two on. Okay. Two on it. guys in there. Can you catch them?
Or what?
Huh?
Crushing them right now or what?
They're
Are you doing good?
16.
Good. Watching all the time.
These two young men, they were catching them too. They were getting several fish. But it's having a little bit of electric motor problem. But that's the guys I filmed here at the Spit. They come in there with a big mess of crappie. And this is one of their first times over here. So they must be pretty good anglers. I mean, they just come in and start catching fish. So, but yeah, they just had some nice ones. Yeah, I was just zigzagging. I was following that grapher. I just zigzagging back and forth. I'd get in them and I'd get out of them. Then I'd have to move over to the right and find them again. Once I found them, I wouldn't get a lot of them, but I'd get one or two out of that pack. And which that's why electronics is so important. See the wind kind of died down again a little bit here. It would die down for a little bit, then it'd pick back up because, well, like I said, there's a front moving in here. It's going to get cold and it's going to rain a little bit, and yeah, it's pretty calm here and makes it a lot easier to control the boat. But I got the iPilot, that Mini Coda iPilot on the front of my boat, and I can run it with the remote back here. But you can push it on north, push that thing on north, like get into a straight pass and push that thing, which I didn't know until Chandler Johnson showed me. Push that thing on north and it'll go straight. Wherever you're trolling, it'll just keep going straight, which that's really handy, especially if you get hung up or you get tangled up where you don't want to stop and just keep on fishing. And it'll just keep maintaining that direction, which it's things. If you're thinking about getting an iPilot, I mean, when I first got them, I had a little bit of trouble with it, and I was kind of a little bit concerned about it. But it got all the bugs out of it, and it's really nice to have. If you're, especially a spot lock, if you're in real heavy wind and stuff, and you're by yourself, that thing will hold you right there. And so it's just. They got some other ones out there now, but my gosh, the price of them are just unbelievable. Even the iPilots went up. But I bought it back when it was like $2,500, but I think they're, golly, almost $4,000 or something like that now. It's just unbelievable how much they cost. And of course, everything's going up. But yeah, that if you're thinking about getting a Mini Coda, I would, after I've used it now for about 2 years, I'd recommend a Mini Coda. It's like I said, I've had to have some work done on it over the years, which I was kind of a little upset about at the time, but it worked out. And these lithium batteries, I probably ought to knock on wood on this, since I figured these lithium batteries out. Steve down there at Lakeshore Marine advised that I get them, and now they're expensive as heck. I mean, they're really expensive, but they last. I mean, they don't run down. You keep them charged up every night. I charge them up, and you can go all day trolling, whatever you want to do. I mean, I was going through a set of batteries every 6 months when I was trolling people. They would just, charge them up every night, and they just wouldn't hold up. And then after 3 or 4 hours, even if that, they'd start dying on me. And I, like I said, I take people fishing. I can't have that. I gotta have them babies working, especially when I'm trolling. And them lithium batteries. If down there at Lakeshore Marine down there, you stop in there and talk to DJ and Steve and about them lithium batteries. And they'll put you a set of them in there. And if you do a lot of if you don't do a lot of fishing, I would say not get them. But if you do a lot of fishing, I'd definitely have them in my boat now. I really would. And they're expensive. Don't get me wrong, they're expensive, but you don't have to worry about your batteries. I got one on my starting battery, then I got them from my electric motor. Now my electric motor is only 24 volt. It's not 36 volt. It's 24 volt. Now when I had that other big old Ranger at 20 foot fiberglass Ranger, that motor, I used it on there, but it just wasn't enough. You need a 36 volt because to maintain it. But this 19-foot Ranger aluminum boat I got here, you don't need it. You know, you can use it with 24 volt, and it's plenty. It's plenty. You know what I'm saying? And if the wind's blowing that hard, where you need more than that, you don't need to be out there. At least I don't, anyhow. There you go. I got another one on right there, which good deal, man. Guys, I had a bass on here. He went from one end of the boat to the other back here, tangling everything up. He's about 14 inches long, but I mean, I had a pretty good fight, and I kept thinking, man, there must be a limb or something on here. Then I seen it jump, and it was a largemouth, guys, which that's all right. I just need to practice, like I said, tying lines. But you know what? You get on my line and you tangle me all up, I'm going to eat you. I don't target you, but if you get on my line, you're going into the pot, and I'm going to put you in the and introduce you to a pan of grease, my man. yeah, he had everything tangled up, and but jumping. There's a time for bass, and there's a time for crappie. This is the time for crappie. This is not the time for bass. Anyhow, yeah, well, it's fishing. This is how you can tell when you're having a good day. And when you set the hook and you got two on one line, I mean that tells you right then that you got to know a little bit of what you're doing, but you got to have a little bit of luck with you too. Just the combination of the two makes a pretty good day on the water. And they were both about 11 inches long, so you know. And they were fighting. I'm thinking, man, I got a big old catfish on here, or a bass. I first thought maybe it was a bass, then I thought, well, it's a catfish, it's not going from side to side. And here was two crappie on there, like I said, about 11 inches long, 11 and a half inches long. And I mean, they're pretty nice fish you see here. They're pretty good fish, but this is the first for me, catching two at a time here on Lake Okeechobee, and two pretty good fish, I'm telling you. You know, they both went in the box. I mean, you know, just yeah, and that's when you know you're using the right bait, guys. And you know that, and them Mafia twister tails, I can't say enough about them. And using that, you know, 6-pound test line and a Mafia rod. And if you're going to do it, I recommend you get a Shimano. Get them Shimano ultralights. You can pick them up at the shop. They're reasonably priced, and they're just. I use Mr. Crappie and the Shimanos. The Shimanos hold up a little bit better, but look at there. Two at a time, guys. Two at a times. Ain't that something? I was getting ready to quit, and they just seemed like it just turned back on, and so I got the old, you know, thinking I'm gonna get 25 again. I say you get that in out of your spell, and you think, well, they're hitting pretty good. I'll just get 25. You know. Oh my gosh, I gotta quit running around with these Kentucky guys in here that live around me. I mean, they go out and get 50 a day, you know. But I don't need them. I mean, I got plenty. Like I said, I catch them and I clean them and then I give them away in here. Plus, I give them to my people that I take out too. If they get a mess of fishing, I just give them the already cleaned and they're ready to go, and I take their fish and clean them. So really, I've always got fish for somebody. If you go out with me, I'll have a mess of fish for you one way or the other. And if I don't, you don't have to pay. That's just the bottom line. You don't get a mess of fish, whether it's my fault, the weather's fault, whose fault, you don't have to pay. But I'll do my darndest to catch your fish, guys. I try to stay on top of them, what they're doing, where they're at, so you can catch some fish. Now, January, I'm pretty well open all January. I mean, if you're interested in going, now I don't have any spots till now to Christmas. I'm pretty well booked up there. But in January and February, I'm got some crappie trips, but I'm pretty open. I mean, there's nothing. And if I can't take you there, like I said, the guys there at Garrett's Tackle Shop will take you. We got 7 or 8 guides there, and we got 4 crappie guides, and all them guys are capable of catching you fish too. I mean, they're all good fishermen. You know, if you get a chance, another good crappie fisherman, that's Mr. Danny there to Garrett's Tackle Shop. Book a trip with Mr. Danny, because he catches a lot of crappie. Here, I got another good one here. There's another good one. That cloud cover, or not fog in between the fog and the cloud cover, they were just on. I mean, it didn't take no time. You know, when I caught my last one, I had another one on, and I started to reel them in, and I caught another one, and I had to throw them back, and yeah, they were just hitting good. And I hooked a big old bass, and that daggone thing went from one end of the boat to the other, and I had to shut everything down, come in and retie it, cut everything off. And I thought, you rascal, you. He's about 14 inches. I said, I'll just put you in the pan. I'm going to eat you for that. So, but like I said, I don't target bass, but I get one once in a while, 14, 12 inches. I keep him to clean for people, because like I said, it's not known real well, but they're good eating. The bass are good eating. So, but there's plenty enough crappie and bluegill and cichlids and Oscars and stuff for you to eat. You don't have to really target bass, guys, because that's kind of a sport fish down here. We enjoy catching them, and just for fun. But if you want to keep a couple of them, you can keep one over 16 and 4 under 16. So you can keep them. There's nothing nobody can say that's in the rules. Look at the size of that one there. That's got a big old belly on it. You know, they're all full of eggs. You know, they're all really full of eggs. So. Yeah, I got a couple trips coming up here right before Christmas. People want to get a mess of crappie for Christmas, which I don't blame them. You know, that's good. That can be a good Christmas dinner too. They're gonna have a fish fry for Christmas. You know, so you can take 25. That's 50 fillets or 30, and you know 60. You know, that's plenty of fish. By the time you put everything else into it, whether with the ham or the turkey or what else you're eating, you know you have plenty to eat. You can see now it's starting to clear off a little bit. It's starting to clear off a little bit. You know, the wind's starting to go down and the bite's starting to slow down. So it's starting to slow down a little bit. And but you know, I think this is one of my last ones, and I'm close to getting 25, which really you don't need 25 unless you're going to have a big fish fry or something. You know, take your big mess home. Usually if you get 7 or 8, them great big ones especially, that's a mess of fish for you and your wife or your kids. You fry them up and you can have them for dinner, and then I eat them for breakfast the next day. You know, I'll have them for breakfast, you know, so. Golly, this is another big one, guys. Look how I'm dragging him in there. Look how big that was. A big old catfish. I thought I had doubles again, but it was a danged old catfish. And everybody says, well, them catfish, they'll hit spinners and stuff like that too. They'll come up and strike on that. Like I said, some of them poles I just set down there so I could deal with I had one on the other side, and I forget about them. How they was biting real good, guys. I'd pick them up, and I'd hear something splashing, there'd be a fish on there. I only have 3 foot of line out. That's how good they was biting. I mean, you know, that's fun. That's fun fishing like that. Well, guys, I'm shutting her down. I've got a mess. I caught 25 of them. I'm putting their electric motor away, and I'm shutting the power off to the electronics. Which electronics, man, they keep me on fish, guys. That Lowrance live target. And I had a guy that wanted me to do a section on my live targets. You know, how I set them up and stuff, which I'm going to do. It's pretty simple. I mean, Lowrance is pretty simple. You know, you can. It's for dummies. I mean, it works good. I mean, but you know, even they say they're even better now. Shoot, that one I got right there now is plenty good for me. You know, you can see there I'm kind of holding that up sideways, but there's 25 on it. I'm keeping track of it now. The other day there, I couldn't, and I brought them in there and counted them. Had too many. Threw them back. Guys, ladies, you're looking for that last
guys and gals, you're looking at that last minute Christmas gift. Garrett's got it, guys. They got the speakers, they got the tree stand. They got about anything you want, guys. Right here. And also they got card games going on here and gifts. I mean, all kinds of gifts, guys. So, crickets. Oh man, we're having a sale on these crickets coming down. Anything the guy wants to do for Christmas, he got it. We got rubber baits. We got any kind of rubber bait. Fillet knives. Not just fillet knives, so that guy don't have trying to fillet them with regular knives. Guys, that last minute gift, guys, right here. Girls, ladies, room. And we're just about out of mini buckets. And we got shirts. We got new shirts. Look at here, guys. We got some new shirts. I mean, you know, now that won't fit him. That won't fit him, but that's what enough extras on. Yeah, we got some shirts. Rollers, you know. Bitters, you know, Rapala. Just whatever you need, guys. I'll tell you something right now here. Every guy, if you're a bass fisherman, you need a hoarding bag. And I just got some in, guys. I just got some in frog, every kind of frog you can imagine here. Owls, tackle. Rods. I got more rods. And I got Suffix line, guys. I really like this Suffix line, especially the 4 and 6 pound test. Green, that's what I use for crappie fishing. You got some new sweatshirts. Look at here, it's just right for down here. Not when it's real cold, but you know, yeah, just about anything you want, guys. Here's my favorite trolling rods, guys. These mossy rods right here. I like to troll out here. Jig with them. Also, you know, like I said before, you got anything you want. Crappie rods. Cooler, deer, turkey. That gift, the guy, you look for a gift here. Special man. Right here's where you want to come. Garrett Tackle, guys. Guys, right here they are, right here, man.